What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to speak about a company that we haven't spoken about in, I believe, 6 or 7 months, quite literally, and that company is Skillz. So these guys have been in the news for numerous reasons over the last few weeks in particular, and if you look at this 6-month chart, you will see that, wow, they went parabolic, proceeded to lose about 70% of their value, and just yesterday had a 33.5% move, and pre-market today as I record this is looking very nice as well. Now I hear some people in the comments saying I'm about 7 months too late. We did cover this company back when they were actually a SPAC. Back when I had a beard as well. Oh man, I miss my beard. It'll come back, it'll come back. But in the Discord recently, I did a little quick video for those guys, letting them know some companies that I am looking at current prices. And this was the only one I included that I don't actually own a position in right now. And I have been doing a considerable amount of research as of late. Now, if you don't know the basics about this company, Google will tell you. It's an online mobile multiplayer competition platform, okay? And I think the service they provide is absolutely awesome. They have some big name investors such as ARK Invest, who just bought quite a considerable amount yesterday. The company is backed by leading venture capitalists. That includes the investment arm on the NFL and the owners of the New England Patriots, Milwaukee Bucks, New York Mets, and Sacramento Kings. It further includes Fidelity Management and Research Company alongside Twitter and several other rather large names. It's no joke that growth has been hammered over the last nearly 2 months at this stage. Everything where the valuations were just preposterous got destroyed. And it's hurt a lot of us in the short term in our portfolios. And you know, myself personally, I wasn't really looking to buy any new companies for a considerable period of time. But now I am looking to do that again. I'm not looking to go particularly heavy anywhere just yet because, let's be honest, there's no clear sign that a reversal in these growth related companies has to happen anytime soon. But I'm happy to start getting a little bit more money in the market again. So right before we do get into today's video and we do speak about this company right in front of us and try and figure out, do we think it's okay to buy at $16 or even $18 a share? Can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Perhaps drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Skillz, especially if you are or previously were an investor, because quite evidently a lot of people did sell out of their positions. And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, consider hitting that juicy red subscribe button. It would mean an awful lot to me. Of course, if you are interested in joining the private Discord group, that is going to be the first link in the description. In there, you will get access to all of my buy and sell alerts. So if I do pick up this company, you'll be the first to know. And if you'd like 2 free stocks on me, well, that's going to be the second link in the description, my friends. You got to sign up, deposit $100, get yourself some free money. It's easy. So just looking at the chart, you can see that things have quite evidently been insane. And when you see a chart like this, most of the time you're going to assume that something somewhere along the line has gone very, very wrong. So a few things I want to speak about today, okay? The CEO came out April 8th and, you know, pretty much made an open letter to shareholders is realistically what it is. And you can read this in its entirety. There's a lot of interesting information in there. There was also this article over on Seeking Alpha that came out, you know, about 5 days later. It quotes some of it, but brings up even extra pieces of information that's very useful. Part of the reason why this company has gone down so drastically is because of a short seller report, my friends. And again, I have read through this short seller report and, you know, there is some damning information as there generally is in short sellers. And this has been so common over the last few months, and some of them end up genuinely, you know, keeping companies down low for a very prolonged period of time. Some of them get disproven very, very quickly. We're going to have to wait and see how this one plays out. And the thing is, while this short report happened, insiders started selling. The CEO nonetheless sold about 8 million shares. Now, if you go back to when Skillz was found, it was 2012, about 9 years ago. And that 8 million shares was just over, I believe, 10% of the CEO's total holding. So, I mean, you guys know me, you know I don't mind insider selling too much. It does suck that it happened right after a short report, but still, he might have just wanted his paycheck at the end of the day. But again, I'm bringing this up because these definitely are 2 things that should make you think twice before just jumping into a company like this, okay? We see insider selling. It was not just the CEO. We see this short seller report, which does have some quite damning information, but there's a lot of upside in my personal opinion also. One reason I believe that, okay, is this management's guidance style. So the CEO of the company in this open letter that I had just had on the screen said the following. For media companies, it's often impossible to predict what movie will become the next blockbuster and what may take the so-called direct-to-DVD track. Gaming is no different, so setting expectations that any given game will be successful, such as the latest version of Big Buck Hunter, a very successful game for them, doesn't make sense. That's the reason we don't include potential new games in our revenue guidance, meaning any new hit games are purely upside to our forecast. So essentially, the company only includes organic growth in its forecasting. And do we think that the company is going to stay the same and never have a hit game ever again? Realistically speaking, no. So there should be more upside than just the organic growth that we do see in front of us quite clearly. So the structure of the business model and how a catalyst such as a one-hit game, a game that comes out that just captivates the entire world, can exponentially scale means that Skillz has the potential to see a sharp acceleration of growth at any time. And the good thing is that once a game is a hit, generally it has a relatively long-lasting life cycle. It's not just one and done. Those popular games last years and years and years. In 2016, there were 7 games with revenues of more than $1 million, okay? In 2020, there were 36 such games. So again, you can see it here. If we had have seen revenue guidance for 2020 back in 2016, I bet it would have been less than where they are actually at today because of the style that the management team goes for. But then one thing that just shows an absolutely immense amount of upside compared to where we are now. The international mobile gaming market is 4 times larger than North America, but it currently represents less than 10% of our revenue. In fact, we're on track to launch in India later this year and have plans to expand into additional new countries after that. That sentence in itself is our big short-term catalyst. There could be more along the way. There could be, you know, a game that blows up out of nowhere, etc., etc. But this is one that, you know, we've been told is happening this year. We expect India will increase our addressable market by 65%, and it is projected to grow 4 times faster than the United States. The potential upside is compelling to say the least. I mean, we've seen how fast they have grown in the United States. Getting into markets such as India and then further countries down the line, it shows a whole lot of upside, my friends. Now, I want to speak about money. We have to speak about revenue and valuations. I mean, look, they have a market cap of $6.64 billion. They would have had a $15+ billion market cap back at the start of February. The company's 2020 revenue, on the other hand, was $5 million above guidance at $230 million. But they also reiterated 2021 guidance at $366 million. And the author also says here they wouldn't be surprised to see a raise at some point. And I might not be either, especially if we do break into India relatively soon. So that was ultimately 92% growth year over year. The company grew revenue in 2020 92% year over year. That's always a number you love to see. And keep in mind that the last quarter of last year, these guys were a SPAC. But they're not pre-revenue, and we are seeing the growth right before our eyes. The company's guided 2021 revenue represents year-over-year growth of 59%. The company's current guidance for next year's revenue is $555 million, which represents year-over-year growth of 52%. So based on this, Skillz at $16 per share is currently trading at an EV to sales multiple of 15x this year's sales and 10x next year's sales. When it comes to a growth stock that was brought public via a SPAC, the valuation here is good. It is not often we get to say that around here. So that's kind of the basics of the good and the bad for this company as of right now. Now, there are a couple of things in this short report in particular that really do make me worried about those projections, however. So the short sellers signed up for the company and you get bonus cash. But I mean, everybody does this. So $10 bonus cash for a $10 deposit, $10 for a $30 deposit, etc., etc. So 2 players sign up for the first time, each make an initial $3 cash deposit and each earn a $3 in bonus cash. There is $6 of real cash in the system, but $12 of purchasing power. So they each pay a $6 entry fee to compete with each other in the elite category game. The winner keeps $10, Skillz keeps $2. So the loser loses everything and the winner now has $10 in their account, of which $3 is an initial bonus cash you can't withdraw and $7 is winnings. So there's only $6 of real cash in the system, but now there are $9 of aggregate claims on that cash, including Skillz' $2 rake and the winner's $7 withdrawable balance. This means that Skillz has to find an additional $3 of cash if the winner decides to withdraw, which obviously is not a good thing. But I would not hold this against the company because everybody does this, especially if you go and look at the likes of casinos, gambling sites, whatever it is. They all offer these sign-up bonuses. And some people will go and they'll just go for the sign-up bonus and they will make their money. But it entices a lot of players in, and a lot of those players will spend real money. So they describe it as questionable unit economics. I don't really. It is also known that Skillz spends a lot to acquire customers. This is a part of that, in my opinion. Now, the other thing is this. If we look at competitors such as DraftKings, they segregate player cash from operating cash balances. Skillz does not segregate player cash from operating cash balances, which in my personal opinion really is not ideal and can to an extent be misleading. But again, I do not think it is the end of the world. And what it all comes down to, yet again, as has been a very common theme as we have spoke about growth stocks over the last 2 months, realistically over the last year. If the plans that are set forward in front of these companies are to be executed properly by management, etc., I genuinely believe they're going to do absolutely incredibly. I think they have a fantastic business model. I do think, of course, it will take a few years for things to get really good for them. But I think, again, if things go well, in 10 years, you've made a fantastic investment. If things go poorly, if management continues to sell and, you know, somewhat lose the confidence that investors once had in them, if more short reports come out, there's been more than just that one, by the way. If investors continue to lose confidence, yeah, I don't think it's going to perform well in the short term. And if they don't execute on their business plans, I don't think they'll perform well in the long term. Though I think even after yesterday's 33% move to the upside, this is a good long-term buy. Again, if things go well, yes. I mean, obviously it's nicer to buy at $12.50 than it is at $16.70. But still, I don't think you're going to be upset if it does go, you know, back up to $40 plus, and then if down the line it's $100 plus, which in my opinion it definitely does have the potential to do, all going well. But I definitely would consider this far from safe, especially in the short term, my friends, so do keep that in mind. But anyway guys, that was my video on Skillz. I am still looking into them more and more. I feel like there's a lot more to this company than meets the eye right now. Again, I don't have a position open in them just yet, but I am heavily contemplating beginning one and seeing how I feel. But if you watched this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you enjoyed, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, maybe drop me that little comment down below, and please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. Again, if you are interested in our private Discord group, that's the first link in the description, and if you like those free stocks on Webull, that's the second link. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you for another video very soon. Peace.